and sea, of course. And this is something that many of us in the islands, we eat it and we the others. It just stays there and spoil. But if you could invest, or you can even dry your fruits in the sun, you can dry your fruit properly in the sun. You can dry. I know may have my internet is unstable. Some of us may have gas stove and that may take a lot of the gas, but you can dry these fruits. You can and you can also dry these fruits and they can last for a few months. You can freeze your fresh fruits. You have soursop, you have mangoes, so much you have there. You for the time you can can. There is you can also do some canning. You can do all these things to preserve your food. So in the day of, if there is food, our mind is going to be strong. Our mind should be in the mind of Christ. We should aim to, by God's grace, with the power of the Holy Spirit, to have our mind, because we can store up all the food we need, just like Joseph stored up all the food in Egypt. And for 7 years, there was that famine, 7 long years, and many people, their bodies for food, they gave their houses, they gave their land, because the food was finished in where they were living in the surrounding. So we can store up our food mind like Joseph. We need to have a strong mind like Christ. So in our mind, we having that faith that God has given unto us through Christ, we are to have it that we have will strengthen us to go through the crisis that is coming upon us. We know that we can read that in Genesis that the in Egypt, it was a great famine. It's 7 long years. Many people didn't have food, and we can see today that our shelves are going bad. Anymore. You could see that some things are slipping off the shelf, and they repack it in the morning, but very little. Whatever is finished, it's finished. Nothing in the morning. And we see that we ourselves has to see how can I help myself in the time of crisis. So I will encourage you this morning to seek out the plants around you in the wild, in the garden. Know what the names and the benefits. There's an app that you can also download on your phone, whatever it is, and you can picture this. That app is Picture This. So you take a picture and right away, it will tell you what it's the use of that plant and the name of it. So there is much food around us. We have to understand that God have planted food. It's not only the food in the grocery store that we know that's there. There is lots of food in your garden, lots of food in the backyard that you may see and think it's just bushes, but it's really food to heal the body and also to heal the mind. So we can seek these things, get to know these things. You're in a season now where there is mangoes and breadfruit, and I don't know what the season you have, but every season God promised that every season that He will give us food. And I know that you have food right now. So I pray that you will take the time to really gather the food together and see the things that is there that you can preserve. Do you have something to share with me this morning? I feel I'm alone this morning. And I don't want to feel I'm alone.
So, Sister Joan, just want to say one recipe that I had learned when I was working at New Bold, how to use the pumpkin seed is, there was this young lady who worked in the kitchen. I believe she was from, may have been from Romania or one of them Scandinavian countries. When you scoop that pumpkin seed out that we would normally scoop out and throw away or plant, she washed them off. She seasoned them up with honey and garlic and onion and put that in the oven and salt. and roasted it. And we ate that with our lunch after it was slow roasted in the oven. It was so good. Tasted really good. So it had the husk and everything on it. Nothing was removed. And by the way, when I make my stock and I scoop out all that, like thready part of the pumpkin, the hairy part there with the seeds, I scoop everything into the stock pot. The skin, peel the pumpkin, the skin, that goes into the stock pot as well. Everything goes into the stock pot. Just boil slowly, and then that liquid, as we know, you store that to use in the soup, sauces, your broth. You're doing a kidney flush and you need some potassium broth. You don't need to go and make bone broth. Here you go. I just throw a handful of beans in that and just let it slowly cook down for my potassium broth for in a kidney flush. Yeah, so that's one way how I use my pumpkin seeds. And of course, you can blend them as well. Wash them, blend them with water, sieve them through your cheesecloth and make a nice milk. Then you can boil that down a little bit with a pinch of salt and then add some honey or blend it with some dates. And you get a nice pumpkin seed milk.
And that is also very good for the prostate, sister.
Oh yeah,
Regina.
fertility.
Very good.
Not just the prostate, but Sister Joanne, it's also good for balancing female hormones.
Yeah.
And it increases fertility. So, couples having difficulties in reproduction, this is something you just want to add to your diet. And pumpkin seeds we throw away all the time. And the thing is, you get so much seeds from one pumpkin.
That's right.
Yeah, so much from even just a piece of pumpkin.
That's right.
The other thing that I do utilize a lot is my jackfruit seeds. So recently I grabbed my jackfruit, all my seeds from the jackfruit. I throw them in my Vitamix, and I blended them all up. Completely blended them, and then I strained them. But I'm telling you, as it is, you could just blend it and boil it and make a porridge. You cook that down, just that jackfruit seeds. But when I do it, I don't just use the seeds. I throw all the villi, I cut out the seeds, the villi, all of that, and I blend everybody together, and I boil all of that together. Every bit of the jackfruit that you would normally throw away, I boil all of that together and make a nice thick porridge. Cook it down, and you will see when the starch starts to cook, when it gets nice and thick and look glossy, then the starch is cooked. And you sweeten that with your honey, and if you want, you can add even some coconut milk or coconut cream to that, and a pinch of salt, a little splash of vanilla. Wow, you get a really nice porridge, and that is very rich in fiber, really good for your gut health and your digestive system. And the jackfruit seed has quite a bit of protein, quite a bit of vitamins and minerals as well. So you're looking at something pretty nutrient dense that under normal conditions would have gone into the bin. No, stop throwing them in the bin, right? You look in my fridge and my freezer, I've got like bags of jackfruit seeds. And I use my jackfruit seed when I'm ready. I use them in stews. So I'll use the whole seeds. So I'll make like a stew with broccoli and cauliflower, cooked down in a nice tomato, garlic, and onion sauce, and my jackfruit seeds in it as well. Even the skin, I'll make a nice rich barbecue sauce, and I'll have the skin, give it a good wash, and you wash it first, and then I blanch it. And I normally then cut them up nicely into nice cubes and store them in my freezer. And then when I'm ready, I saute them, right? And you can flour them. You can, make your, like if you were going to do fried chicken and you make that batter and you coat them in some flour or some breadcrumbs, you can do the same thing. And, fry them down or bake them down and then make your sauce, your brown stew sauce or your barbecue sauce or just your tomato sauce, and cook down that jackfruit skin in it. Woo! It's like, woo! Yes, and the green jackfruit makes amazing dishes.
It can make a nice, the green jackfruit can make a nice barbecue. Barbecue, I don't know if you will call it barbecue chicken or barbecue steak or ribs, but it makes an amazing barbecue, whatever you want to call it. And if you season it up well, it will have the taste of a piece of chicken. So I am encouraging you that you will use up your things around you. Don't throw everything in the garbage. Your banana skin,
Nothing.
an amazing thing for you, meatballs, and you can also throw that into your stock. You can put your plantain skin into your stock. That's the iron. That's lots of iron under those skin. So there is so many things that we have thrown in the garbage that today, if you notice, the government has gotten a little smart. They have given you a special container to put your compost. So you can compose some stuff, but you can do your own composing. When you finish with those peeling and you make your stock or you make whatever you have to make, you can now throw that into your garden. And it will become manure for your garden. So we waste not. Jesus said to the disciples, picked up all the fragrance and all the basket, the leftovers. He said to pack them up and give them to the people. So there was nothing to waste, and we cannot let anything waste. All right. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear what is it that you use? Yes.
Just going right back to that scripture that you just spoke about, right? If we notice, it's more than once in the Bible that Christ has fed multitudes with a small amount of food, and every single time he asked them to gather the waste.
Yes, don't waste, don't throw.
So that, as we know, Christ came here and he lived a life which is an example unto us how we should live. Yeah. And in Spirit of Prophecy, she speaks about we need to learn and practice economy, how to economize. Nothing, she says, nothing must be wasted. So this is a time when we shouldn't be wasting anything. Today, I'm making some meat from scratch, and I'm using up my oats. I'm using, I've used some bean flour. I've used some green plantain flour. I've used some lentils, just the red lentils, the whole red lentils. I have some peanut in here. I have about 2-3 cups of my banana skin, right? So when I peel my green bananas, I wash them. I cut that little black end off, and I put them in a plastic bag, put them in my freezer as well. And then when I have enough, or if I have enough at that time, I put them in my food processor and ground them up. And then when I'm ready, I take it from there with different recipes, right? So I'm using them up this morning with all my nuts, my pumpkin seed, my pumpkin seed flour. So I've got all my seeds and my nuts in this, making it quite nutrient dense, rich in protein, and nothing wasted. Everything in there. It's gonna make some meat.
I have, Sister Davina, my garlic skin and my onion skin with some thyme and some other rosemary and so forth. That has to be washed and dry and grind and add some salt to it, and I make a nice seasoning for all the goodies that I will cook. So nothing will go to waste. The shallot skin and all these things we can just, and it's also good to just, the shallots, the root, you just put it back in some water and watch it grow, and then you replant it in the garden. So so you really, Jesus have given us a system, and that's
look at this. Let me show you. Let me flip my camera. You see that's here?
Right.
Right. Right. That's my spring onion. I cut the edges off and just put them in a little bit of water. Right. And this is the spring onion I used on Friday. just put them there. And maybe not today because I have got a pretty tight schedule. But by Monday morning, I'll stick these outside in the dirt.
That's right. So
Yes.
you just recycle it back to the ground. And I want to hear from my audience. What is it that you do that we would like to hear? What are the things that you do back in your kitchen, in your laboratory? What are the things you do? Anything, Sister LD? Sister Louise Roberts? Do you want to share? Is there anything you want to share with us? Sister Celestine, is there anything you want to share with us from Dominica? Sister Rose P, I want to hear from you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I did some lentils on the week, about Wednesday of last week, and the hull from the lentils was a lot, so I scraped them off and put them in a bowl and was trying to figure out what I could do with them. But they were there for about 2 days. On Friday, I noticed they start sprouting because a little, some of the seeds from I didn't get, it wasn't just the hull alone. A few seeds were in there, and I was giving it to my nephew because he has a backyard to put it around the roots of the plants that they have there. And I noticed they started sprouting, the few that escaped in the trash there, and they started sprouting. So
that's life. It shows that how the natural food is life.
And it didn't have any odor. Because I smell it to see, if it was rancid, or because I had it on the kitchen counter. All I do was to just spin it around in the bowl, take the bowl and just shake it and cover it back with a plastic wrap because I didn't have space in the refrigerator. And it was smelling okay.
And that will cause you to have sprouting lentils, sister.
Yeah.
Because
for your salads.
When we have our seeds, we can also sprout them. We can sprout our pumpkin seed. We can sprout our lentils. We can sprout our mung beans. We can sprout whatever beans you have. You can turn that into a sprout, and that you don't cook that after. You just add it to your salad, and that gives you a tremendous amount of minerals that your body needs, your protein and everything. So you have a great salad with sprout and some carrot, maybe some spinach leaf or some lettuce leaf. You probably will want to put some beet if you're doing a beetroot, and you make a lovely salad. Then you have something for the blood. You have the beets for the blood. You have the carrot for the eyes. You have the beans, the sprout for the protein, and you have your greens, whether it's lettuce or spinach, whatever you may have there, you have that for the iron along with the sprout. So there you have a full a bowl of minerals sitting right there, and the body is saying, this is what I need. All right. So we can do so much in our laboratory, which is our kitchen. So much we can do with the little things that God have given unto us. So thank you, sister, for that. Anyone else want to share their experience in the laboratory at home? What do you do? What do you gather from the outside that you bring to your lab in your kitchen, and what do you do with those things? Anything you want to share? We want to learn from each other today. We see
Hello, my loved ones.
Good morning.
Hello, my loved ones.
Good
I'm
morning.
saying good morning to you all. I'm from the Caribbean, Dominica by name, by birth.
Aha. Amen.
Most beautiful island in the Caribbean. Land of many rivers.
I could challenge you, you know, I'm from St. Vincent.
Oh, very good. Land of 365 rivers.
Mm.
Plus three. Well, in Dominica, we grow a lot. We have a lot of different varieties of fruits, vegetables, plants, and all. But what we usually do when we grow our dashing or tanyas, we usually take the heart, the inner leaves, and we cut it, chop it nicely, wash it, and we make kalaloo with it.
Amen.
We would either add codfish with it and coconut milk and give it a nice flavor. To give it a nice flavor with the coconut milk, yes. And then we would have it as side dish with our plantain, a piece of plantain, a piece of banana, a slice of yam, a slice of dashing on the side of it. And we would call that a kalaloo food. And then we would. No, we have also the pawpaw, the green pawpaw. We usually use it, we peel it, but not knowing how important the peeling was too. But we were throwing away the peeling, the skin of the pawpaw, the green skin, and we would cut it nicely, chop it very fine, and cook it also with all ingredients that we would have in our kitchen, like the thyme, the basil, the onion and garlic, coconut milk, in it also with turmeric powder to give it a little color. And then we would add our coconut milk to it. And that also would give us a nice dish on the side. We would eat it with our ground provisions as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we'd make soup with it too. But our soup was so crucial. We would add dumpling and fig and tanya into it, and then it would be tasty also.
Amen. Amen. And I
Sounds
think
delicious.
yes.
Yeah.
I think I need to come to your kitchen.
That's right.
I think it's a blessing to see the things that God has given unto us, and the things that how we put it together, the wisdom He give us to put it together. And we also see that He said in James 1, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask. You know, as we see that it's not only that we need wisdom to pray, but we also need wisdom of our into our everyday life, because a woman must know how to cook, and so is a man, because the body needs nutrients to live. The body needs that nutrients that God have created. And I want you to really journey with me every day to realize the things that God have created in the wild for you. I truly want that. You have your soursop leaves, which can be an amazing tea for you. You have your moringa. You have even your papaya. You don't need to throw anything away from the papaya. The seeds are amazing for any kind of bacteria or parasites that's there. The papaya itself is an amazing fruit for digestion. If you have problem with your digestive system, you just have a piece of papaya at each meal before you get into the other stuff, 15, 20 minutes. The papaya is such an amazing thing for digestion. Even the seeds are also can be used, and you can use the seeds. You can dry them, and as you grind them, you can grind them after drying, and it becomes something like black pepper, that we don't even use black pepper, but it have that black peppery taste and little spiciness in it. So the papaya is a great thing. You can blend up your whole papaya with some mango and make yourself with some coconut water. Make yourself a great smoothie in the morning. So much we can do. The hibiscus flowers that we have in the islands that use as fence. That hibiscus flower, it's an amazing thing for high blood pressure. You know, you have to know how to use up and ask God for wisdom as you open your door and He give you life in the morning. Lord, what wisdom do you have for me today that I can walk through the garden? Because one of the things that it tells us that Jesus studied plants and He studied animal and He studied man. So that was His lesson book. He studied everything that He wanted to know that His Father have created. And these are the things we have to do the same. We have to study these plants around us, because when the time comes and you don't have food, you can have 3 firestone and a pan, and you know what to do with those 3 firestone, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you run out of electricity and you have 3 firestone, you will know what to do with it once you have a pot or a pan, right? And you have all these herbs around you. You can throw them together, you can draw them and drink them as a tea. It's not just a tea, but it's also a nutritious tea that you are drinking, that your body will nourish even if you didn't eat the food. Does it make sense?
Lots of sense.
Well, I would like to hear from Samantha. Samantha, what is your challenge in the kitchen, or what do you have around you that you use? Okay, Samantha is not.
I'm new to it. I'm just
Okay.
learning.
You're just
I'm in
learning,
England.
Samantha.
Yeah, I'm in England, so I'm just learning. I'm trying to take in all I can.
In England, we use the stinging nettle that grows wild outside. I go out there, I pick them like my callaloo, but because they have the sting on them, I bring a kitchen scissors, I put my gloves on, and I bring a bowl, and I just cut with the scissors and let them drop directly in the bowl.
And
I
stinging
go
nettle.
upstairs.
Sorry, Sister Davina, go ahead.
Yeah, I go upstairs and I run the water on that and just wash it off and just cut it up with the scissors like you would do callaloo. And leaves, I cut them much bigger than callaloo. But then I cook them down just like I cook my callaloo. Listen to me. That thing actually tastes like callaloo and saltfish. It's amazing. The first time I had it, I was like, I remember Pastor Sam Davis is the one that told me about it. And then I said, I was on the campus and we had stinging nettle just growing wild everywhere. And I went out and I picked some and I made it. And when I ate it, I was like, but this tastes familiar. But I couldn't remember what had that familiar taste. It was the saltfish.
And the stinging nettle, Sister Davina, is very high in iron.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very high in iron. And anyone having any trouble with anemia, stinging nettle is an amazing thing to consume. The root is also very good for men health. And it's very good blood cleanser. So these are things that God has given unto us, that if sickness comes, we can restore our bodies with these herbal remedies that He has given unto us. So I know, Samantha, you will get some stinging nettle, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go look for some now.
Wonderful.
And the dandelion.
The
The
dandelion.
dandelion in the UK, it's used as salad. The root is used as teas. The leaves used as salad. The flowers used as garnish in salads as well. It's an amazing piece of bush. And I think how many of that I walk on. But I learned over the lockdown and saw other people using them. And yes.
The stinging, especially in the springtime, the stinging nettle is an amazing herb, because in the springtime is one of our best time to collect our herbs, because it's so filled with nutrients while it's still young. So stinging nettle is an amazing thing for tea. It's an amazing for a side dish. You can make stinging nettle, and you know, you put spinach sometimes in your rice. You can do that with stinging nettle. Stinging nettle can go into anything because it doesn't have a strong or bitter taste. Very light taste. So we can use stinging nettle in every and anything. In your smoothie, you just rub the leaves together and that sting will, you wouldn't have that sting. Rub the leaves in your hands together and you will just, that sting will just go away. So Sister Roberts, Louise, I want to hear from you. What do you do? Sister Davina, is that your meat? Is that the new meat that you have made?
Yes.
It looks very like, it looks like a bologna.
Yes, exactly. No, I haven't cut it as yet. So let's do the cut and see.
Let's see how it's gonna hold.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to shift the camera a bit so I can have some.
Looks well.
Mm-hmm. Well, it could boil a little bit longer, so it could hold a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
So
see is that cashew whole? What's whole inside?
That's a peanuts whole in it. Whole peanuts. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's whole peanuts.
It tastes great, and I just use it with some of my homemade ketchup, and I'm telling you, it's delicious.
Well, I would think that the reason it probably hold well, but because the peanut is going against the blade of the knife, it's kind of shifted a little bit, but I think.
All right, I've got another one boiling. What I did, I tested the one item 3 different ways. So let's bring you over to the stove. So here I've got one frying.
Mm-hmm. Nice. It looks great.
Another one boiling without anything here, just boiling as it is, like that. And then I've got one here boiling, but it's tied in the plastic.
Right.
So let it, it feels very firm. It could boil a little bit more. I will keep you posted. I've tried one of this one with the homemade ketchup, and it's beautiful, delicious.
It looks very nice, like a burger sitting there, chicken burger.
Exactly. So I'm gonna make a nice sauce for this to go with, and I will send the finished product. So just remember, this is my banana skin. This is some of my leftover stuff. This is with the liquid is from my stock that is made with all my scraps that would have normally gone into the bin.
Well, the Lord said to gather it all up.
Yeah, and here's the homemade ketchup.
Wow.
As you can see, very good quality ketchup.
Wow.
All made right here. Good.
I think we need to come to your kitchen, Sister Celestine. Don't you think you need to go to Sister Davina's kitchen?
Definitely. So, thank you very much and enjoy.
Well, I think the Natural Remedies Kitchen will be showing us how to prepare this cooking, this special meat that is not in YouTube or it's not anywhere else. It's just here on our show this morning. And I know all of us would like to know, how do we make that? That's a special meat. What can we call it? We want to give it a name, Sister Davina.
Name it.
Peanut Crunch. No. You see, I'm not good of naming, but I sure it tastes very good and it looks very good. You almost finished the whole thing. So that means it's very tasty. So I pray that we will remember that God has given us so much around us. Let us not take anything for granted. The time is coming. We know that the Bible have told us about all the things that is around us. There is no surprise if we read the Bible. If we read the word of God, nothing will take us by surprise, because God have always shown us. He sent us messages. He gave us his word. So nothing should take us by surprise. If we are surprised, it's because we are not reading. I want you to spend some time to read the word. Know that it's going to come a time when there would be no food. We do not know what the Lord will do for us. We just have to trust him, because he brought us in this life. He will continue to provide for us until he said otherwise. If he said it's time for me to put you back to sleep, I'm going to put you to sleep. We praise him for whatever it may be. So I want to wish you well this morning, and use up your things around you. If you're not sure what it is, get the app, picture this, and just take a picture, and it will tell you what's going on and what it is. If it's edible, use your pepper leaf, use your spinach. Remember your moringa leaves. Remember all your leaves that you have around you. Anything that is green, that is edible, it's very high in iron, and it's very high in magnesium and also calcium. You cannot go wrong with your green leafy once it's edible. Your callaloo, your moringa, whatever, even the young papaya leaves, even the young mango leaves, make use of them. Your pumpkin leaf, everything that's green, it's very good. Everything that's edible and it's green, don't miss out on it. Use up your spinach. Get your herbs that the Lord has given you in the wild, your dandelion, your stinging nettle, your corilla. Get these things going. Don't be ashamed to use them up in your laboratory that the Lord has given unto you, so you could nourish this body with healthy plant-based things. So may God bless you. We have our Natural Remedies Kitchen coming, the cooking class coming on the 27th of March. If you have not registered yet, you can look, you can have the information on the chat. Sister Davina is about to post it, so you can be a part of the next cooking class. If you just want to sponsor someone, please do so, and let us cook. Let us nourish our body. Let us nourish our mind with the word of God, with the trust and the belief that he has given unto us, and let us worship him in the beauty of holiness. Sister Davina, do you have anything else to add? We see that you enjoy that thing that you have made. We're gonna name it one.
Still in the laboratory with it, man. So I am testing it in different ways. I'll send you some pictures later on after I've completely run all my tests. I'll show you the finished product, and I'll give you some feedback on it.
Amen.
All right.
We're looking forward. We're looking forward.
Wonderful. All right. So regarding the cooking course, that starts, when does it begin? April 27th, March 27th?
Yes, March.
To April 24th. Classes are 5 days per week. However, we cook Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings, right? On Friday mornings, we prepare the entire Sabbath meal. So when you get out of that kitchen early Friday morning, you don't need to go back in there until you're ready to reheat something to share your dinner. Tuesdays and Thursdays, classes are theory. So we cover theory like the nutrition of beans, the importance of legumes in your diet as a vegan, your ancient grains, what is a good breakfast, the importance of a good breakfast. We look at the scientific facts. We cover things like heavy metal detoxing. How do we get heavy metals in the body, and how can we get them out? and recipes that can help you to get heavy metals out of the body, but actually taste good, right? So your medicine tasting good. We cover things like cutting techniques, knife scales, different methods of cooking. Those are some of the theory. Elimination, health principles are some of the things that are covered in the theoretical section of the course. Now, practicals, we teach you how to make, I'll answer you in a minute. Is it Tanisha? I'll answer you in a second. So practicals, we teach you how to make different milks, from your soya milk to other bean milks, to nut milks, to seed milks, to things that you would have normally thrown in the bean milk. We teach you how to make creams as well. So you will know how to replace your creams in your diet. So from your single cream to your heavy cream, we teach you how to make. We teach you how to make as well things like your butters, your vegan butters. So not just your nut butters, but how you can make like dairy-free butters that you would actually use in your baking that holds up as really good butter. We teach you how to make cheese that is meltable, that you can put on your pizzas and it melts and stretch, like how you would see when you take up a slice of pizza and you see that nice stretch. We teach you how to make that type of cheese. We teach you how to make your normal sliced cheese. We teach you how to make cream cheese, all different types of cheese. We teach you how to make your sour creams, how to make your custards, your vegan custards from scratch. And by the way, the course is, I would say 99% gluten-free. So there may be one recipe, which is teaching you how to make breads from scratch, which may use spelt flour, right? So if you're not celiac or so, you'll be fine with the spelt flour. We teach you your main dishes, like we go into like different nations and take out their most popular cuisines and we veganize them and make a proper full meal. So we'll go to Mexico and we'll probably teach you how to make vegan enchiladas or vegan quesadillas or vegan tacos. And you have the full meal with the tortilla chips and how to make it also gluten-free. We'll teach you how to make things like your roti and your chana curry. You know, that's how the main meals on Fridays go. It's the full charade that we do on Fridays. And then the weeknights, we do the essential ingredients that you actually need to help you along the way to develop some of these dishes. We teach you how to make your own ketchup as well, your own tomato paste, because, you know, shop-bought ketchup have like about 3 cups of sugar in 1 bottle of ketchup. All right. That's a sure recipe for cancer. That's a sure recipe for diabetes. Keep using it, and I will be charging you to treat you. Sister Joanne will be charging you as well to treat you. Come to the cooking school, and we will teach you how to prevent diseases and how to reverse them naturally with your diet. All right. Now, if you already have the disease, you can still come, because it's going to teach you the road of reversal. And then we can treat you as well. So that will help to speed up the process of your reversal. The classes are fun. Absolute fun.
You can't forget that there's a dessert every Friday.
Oh, yes. There's a dessert every Friday. And sometimes we feel like we don't have enough days to teach desserts. So sometimes we may squeeze one in during the week, right? You can't lose off desserts. It's a special treat that we
it's
do.
healthy. It's healthy desserts.
Yeah, it's healthy desserts, right? Absolutely beautiful. We teach you how to make meat from scratch, vegan meat from scratch. By the way, we also do lessons at times where we teach you how to make your own tofu. There's different types of tofu. It doesn't always have to be made from soya. It can also be made from chickpeas. We teach that as well sometimes on the course. So you have so much to learn. We have so much that we want to teach you. There is never enough time. We do this course for 1 month, but it's never enough to teach you everything that we actually would love to teach you. So we also have an advanced course. So after this course is finished, you can always register for the advanced one because there's so much more. We also sometimes have, excuse me, it's very hot in here, coming from around the stove. We also have these one-day cooking classes as well at times where we just do one item. So we may have on a Sunday, we may run a bread class, or it may just be a lasagna, or especially when it's coming up to the holidays, we run like one-day classes where we teach you how to bake your gluten-free and vegan fruit cake, or your cheesecake, or your turkey, or your roast chicken from scratch, right? How to make it from scratch. Because what's wrong with store-bought stuff? They have a lot of preservatives. They have a lot of food colorings. They have a lot of sugar. They have a lot of salt, and they have high content of MSG and other things that are parabens. What are parabens? Parabens are chemicals that disrupt the hormones. They mimic the hormones, and then they either produce in the body an exaggerated response, way more than what the natural hormone would have done, or a lesser response, or a completely crazy response that nobody can match up with. So they cause wreak havoc in the body. Ladies suffering from fibroids, other uterine disorders, breast cancers. These are hormone prostate issues. These are hormone-related lifestyle diseases. And oftentimes, these are developed in the body as a result of feeding the body year after year, day after day, with processed food that has these things in it. And while they may say, oh, it's just a small amount that is in the ketchup, it's just a small amount that is in this, it doesn't do the body anything. You ever hear the saying, another CMD leaf drop of water, bottom it rotten, or one cocoa, full basket. So it's a buildup, because cancer doesn't develop overnight. I can tell you, it can take sometimes up to 40 years to develop a cancer tumor, which means you've got to be adding to it little. So it's there growing slowly. And we do that by using some of these foods that are marketed to us, even not just foods, but even products that we use on our skin and in our hair, in our mouth. And when you come to the course, you learn some of these things that you need to be aware of, different names that some of these parabens go by. So when you pick something up and you read it, you see some fancy name that you need your chemistry teacher to call. We sort of make you aware of, okay, so that actually is MSG being in disguise, coming under another umbrella. And these are some of the things that they cause in the body: thyroid disorder, all sort of stomach cancer, so high blood pressure, contributing to high blood pressure, diabetes. We have a lecture as well on high blood pressure, how you can reverse that naturally. I reversed my high blood pressure 2016 without any sort of drugs, even without any herbs whatsoever. But just from my nutrition class, I learned and understood the scientific researches and the results. And I followed exactly what the teacher said in the class, went home, did it for 2 weeks. And in a week and a half, my blood pressure that wouldn't budge for years went away in a week and a half, stayed away. And now I use that very same recipe to help my clients. And I also teach it in the class. So it's a good course. Just to add, all the lessons are recorded. Am I right, Sister Joanna?
Yes, please. Everyone is recorded. So if you didn't make the class one day, you can always have the recording that you can just follow through and do your cooking or listen to the lecture that day.
Yes. And if you missed the class and you catch up on the recording over the weekend and you say, okay, you know what, I missed 5 classes this week because I was busy at work, so I missed every single class, but I can only manage to watch 1 or 2 recordings, or even just 1. Will I still be able to complete the course? Yes, you can complete this course whenever you want. If you want, the recordings are there for at least a year, right? You can watch them whenever you want. You're in a classroom, right? There's a classroom on WhatsApp with all the students, and you're able to post your recipes in that classroom. You post your picture as soon as you do them. You ask questions. Sometimes even other students jump and tell you, oh yeah, here's the recording. They will forward it back to you. If you can't find it, you'll see their pictures. The atmosphere is electrifying. And the relationships that is built in that classroom is absolutely amazing. Are there any past students on here who just want to say something about their course?
Well, I am a past student to Davina.
Oh, yes, you are. But somebody else. They hear from you and myself all the time. Is there anyone else on here who is a past student?
Yeah, I'm a past student, and yeah, the course is amazing. You learn so many new things, and you try them on your family, and they love them. So yeah, I will be coming.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Samantha.
You're welcome.
I am a past student as well, and I can testify that this is an awesome class. I would encourage anyone and everyone to jump on board because it has really spurred me on. It has given me lots of ideas, and I'm in a position where I have to prepare food for a 5-year-old and a 67-year-old.
Wow.
So I have to kind of strike that balance in the kitchen so that everyone can enjoy the meal. And Davina, you did an awesome job. I would encourage you to keep on with it. And I would encourage all those who have not yet signed up, please do.
Excellent. Thank you. Brilliant. Brilliant. So it's a good course. I have students who come on the course, they register, but I've never seen them at class. And they make it to the graduation. We've got students who 2 or 3 graduations later, that's when they're saying, you know, I finally finished everything and I would like to graduate with the next batch. So I'm just saying this to say there is no pressure to finish it now if you have a very busy schedule, right? But it's good that you sign up for this course because it is a life transformation course. And it will change your life, and it will change your life positively. And that is guaranteed. That is guaranteed. I am guaranteeing that. You know why? Because I did it. It transformed my life. It transformed my life. So I moved on from a size 22, 24 UK to what I am now. And I reversed high blood pressure, I reversed diabetes, I reversed angina, I reversed a tumor in my colon. I'm telling you, the amount of diseases I had, sometimes I see some people that with some sinuses, and I'm like, oh yeah, I used to have that. I didn't even remember when that one was reversed. I had so much issues, and this food helped me to transform my life. And I'm here teaching you how you can do it for you and your family. Right. And I'm telling you, I'm a chef naturally, right? I worked as a chef. I love food. So food has to taste good. 2 things in Davina's kitchen. Food has to look good. Food has to taste good. Right. Food is not slapped on the table because if it looks like you, I can't eat it. I may eat it at a church potluck out of politeness, but you can't live on that. Nobody can live on that, right? And that's why we sometimes get sick, because if the food doesn't look good and it's not appealing, it doesn't smell amazing, it's not appealing to the eyes, then your stomach is not going to produce the digestive juices. Your brain is going to send a message like, ew, no, don't touch that, right? And if your brain sends that message, and you force yourself to eat it, your body is not going to produce the digestive juices needed to break that food down and to benefit from that food. No matter how nutritious it may be, it has to look good. It has to smell good. It has to taste good for your body to actually benefit from it. It doesn't look good, your body is not going to benefit anything from it. If you eat it and it doesn't look good, it doesn't taste good, and you're not enjoying it, you're eating for the toilet. So it could be, you could be eating walnuts, you could be eating pine nuts, you could be eating all the most expensive nuts in the world put together in with the most other expensive oils and this and that. you will just be having a very expensive poo. That is all. Your body would not have absorbed anything whatsoever from that food. So it means that you'll probably be eating some good stuff, but your body ain't benefiting from it. So you're still suffering from diseases. You're still sick, and you still don't know what is the problem. And you're still going to the doctors, or if you go to a naturopath or a nutritionist, you will still be going over and over and over, not getting better, but trying for a long time to fix a problem. That's because the body is not absorbing any nutrients from the food you're eating. So here on this course, we really zero in on teaching you how to present the food to your family. So it looks like they come in and their eyes pop open, their mouths start to water. And before anybody touch the food, they pop out their camera and start the paparazzi, taking pictures, posting it on their status. And that's what we want. And that's some of the results that we get on this course, because we really put out all our effort into ensuring that your food looks good, that you're serving to your family. The teachers are loving, they're dedicated, they're committed, they're passionate, they're excited about teaching, and they're excited about good, delicious, nutrient-dense food. So they really pull out the stops. You're struggling because we know everybody's at different pace. I can tell you, I've seen teachers hold hands on this course and help students to walk through, help them through the journey to make sure that you don't leave without learning this dish and getting it right. You know, you may have somebody feeling, oh, I can't manage this, I can't cook, but a teacher will take you and they will coach you and help you to achieve the greatness that the Lord has actually imbued in you, but that you have not yet developed. And with that said, I want to let you know that you can register with myself or with Sister Joanne, or we have Sister Lisa, we have Sister Charlene Edwards, Charlene Emily Edwards Wilson. We have Lisa, can't remember Lisa's surname, but if you're in Trinidad, you can register with Lisa. Or anywhere, if you want to register with her, or and you want to register with her, wherever you are, you just register with her. But I'll post in this group, the Rebirth Show group, I will post our contact details so you can select who you would like to, teacher you would like to register with. And the teacher that you register with will probably be the one who is gonna give you individual coaching if you need some support in outside hours, like outside of the course hours. So let's say you missed class this week and there was a fruit cake or the cheesecake taught and you missed that class and you really need some support in doing it. You pick up the phone. Maybe you will call Lisa, who is the person who registered you, or maybe you will call Davina, who was the person who taught the lesson, or whichever one comes up first. You pick up the phone, you can give anyone a ring, and you'll get that support. Or you just post in the group that you need some help, and one of us will pick the phone up and give you a quick call and give you some individual coaching. So this course, you have absolutely nothing to lose than not signing up for it. So thank you very much, everyone. Sister Joanne.
Sister Tricia, would you like to voice your question, please?
Tanisha.
Tanisha. Mr. Williams, Tanisha.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm from Jamaica. I just wanted to know if I could know the quote for the price in Jamaican dollars.
Oh, it's 22,000 Jamaican dollars for the month for the course. And if there's like an issue with paying, like can't pay all of it in one go, you just talk to me for a payment plan, or to Deirdre. Myself and Deirdre Anderson signs up the persons for Jamaica.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So thank you everyone for being with us today. The clock went forward, so I'm missing an hour's sleep. So it's now 20 to 10. It goes fast today. The clock went forward. So I think we are in the same time with the Caribbean, but not with you, Davina. You are 1 hour behind me now. So let us enjoy the day. Eh?
We keep it chill out here. We keep it chill. We don't like to race ahead with the time.
That's right. That's right. The Lord remind us that man will change time and laws, and we see that these time and laws have been changed. So we're just going with the time. So anyway, I thank you so much for being here, and I pray that you have learned something today. And please make your laboratory in your house. That's your kitchen. Make it the best. Don't think about Harvard laboratory only, but think about yours that the Lord has given unto you, so you can nourish your body and the children that He have lent unto you, the husbands and the wives that He have lent unto, nourish those bodies, and that you will present them before the Lord, a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable in His sight. So Lord bless you and keep you. Have a wonderful day and look forward to have a blessed week. And I hope to see you again next Sunday, 7 your time where you are in Jamaica, 8 my time in the here and the Caribbean, and wherever. Just check your time and we would be here at 7 Jamaican time.
Okay, Sister Joanne, next week Sunday as well, we will be running a cooking session. We'll be running a special cooking session next week. So I will post in the group and tell you a little bit more about it, because with the time, I'll tell you a little bit more about the time, but we will either be making bread or lasagna.
Or we can also make pizza too, if anyone desires.
Yes. All right. So special session next week. It's a charge class. It's normally what, 20. All right. So we'll post the price. It's somewhere between 10 pounds to 20 pounds. All right. Which would be somewhere between 15 to, I don't know, $25 or something like that. We'll post the price and the stuff in the group and the timings in the Rebirth group. So if you're not in the Rebirth group, let me just post the link for the Rebirth group in this chat. And you can join the Rebirth group. All right, there's the link. Just touch on the link and it will take you directly to the Rebirth group. And there we will tell you more about the one-day cooking class. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, and have a blessed day and a week.